Still ongoing at this hour is the urgent search for a missing F-15E crew member after a U.S. fighter jet is down behind enemy lines in Iran.
It is the first American warplane shot down by Iran since Operation Epic Fury began just 5 weeks ago.
The chief correspondent, Jonathan Hunt, joining us live from Tel Aviv with the very latest. Jonathan.
Good morning to you guys. There is quite literally a race on to find that missing F-15E crew member. The U.S. doing everything it can, of course, to bring him home safely, but the Iranian military also looking for him, looking for what would be obviously a huge propaganda victory. If they can find that crew member, they would obviously parade him on Iranian state TV. Talking of Iranian state TV, they were very quick to start showing pictures of the wreckage of that F-15E and one of the ejector seats with remnants of a parachute found near where it came down. That was in the southwest of Iran, a pretty remote area. We have seen pictures of rescue helicopters flying in that area. At one point, we know that some of those helicopters, the U.S. helicopters, took incoming fire. Some members of one of those crews were injured, but we understand the helicopters landed safely. Separately, and around the same time, a U.S. A-10 Warthog was also brought down. That crashed apparently near the Strait of Hormuz. The pilot of that A-10 Warthog has been successfully recovered. Meantime, strikes against Iran continue. We heard of strikes near the Bushehr nuclear facility in Iran earlier today. That is obviously one of Iran's major nuclear programs. We don't know the precise target of those. We are hearing from Iranian state TV that one security guard was killed. And Iran continues to hit back. Just a short time ago, here we got the alerts that there was an incoming missile from Iran headed towards central Tel Aviv. That had turned out to be one of those cluster munitions, and there was at least one impact in the Tel Aviv area. We understand there are some injuries. We're working to get more detail on that. Back to you guys.
All right, Jonathan Hunt, live for us in Tel Aviv. Jonathan, thank you very much. We'll check in back with you a little bit later. Now, let's bring our viewers into what Jonathan's talking about and where the F-15E went down. It is believed to have gone down in the Khuzestan province. You see here in the red. And the F-15E, by the way, is the Air Force's workhorse. They can do air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. They can fly low. They can fight in multiple conditions. And this is the area they think it went down. But you can see in this green, the Zagros Mountain range. That's the difficulty that Jonathan was talking about. And you can see here a picture of that Zagros mountainous area, very difficult terrain. Now, what's happening is our combat search and rescue teams, or CSAR, highly trained teams that are equipped to go in. Remember, all the way back in 1995, you had a daring rescue of Scott O'Grady. A pilot went down. So more than 30 years, these specialty teams have pararescue jumpers that can go into difficult terrain like this. They're equipped with medical equipment and they can navigate the terrain. Meanwhile, all pilots in this F-15E crew would have had SERE training, survival, evasion, resistance, escape. That is equipping them to take cover, to hide for possibly long periods of time. And just a wider look at the area, you can see that in that Zagros belt, it is very oil rich. The green area is the Arabian-Iranian basin. And of course, the Zagros plays a large part. You can see in the red supergiant oil fields, they have that. And of course, all of that oil wanting to come out of that Strait of Hormuz. This strait, by the way, is where that A-10 Warthog was believed to have gone down. That pilot, okay. But guys, the clock is ticking. It's been more than 24 hours now that weapons systems officer, that's the guy that rides in the back, that is believed to be somewhere in that area, and teams are working to get him. But these SERE teams, these search and rescue teams, are the best of the best. And so there's hope that they will be able to recover him. He obviously has beacons and technology that would direct our SERE teams to him. We just need to get him.
But we also don't know if he's alive or dead, correct?
We don't know that, Rachel, and that's why this is so heavy, because we do know from reporting that the PAVE helicopters that went in to rescue the first pilot did take fire. They're okay, but during the rescue of that first pilot, they did take fire on the helicopters, which means that there are possibly IRGC threats in the area, which raises the stakes for the rescue of the second pilot.
And initially, Iran said shoot and kill any pilot that is found in a crash site. And now they're saying no, capture them.
And bring them to the cops. Yeah. I'm just curious, is it, as we go deeper in terms of the time, is that encouraging or discouraging, do you imagine, the fact that we still don't have definitive evidence of the passing or of life?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I have to imagine. I mean, listen, I've been thinking about this since it happened because it's just tragic. Imagine being the spouse, the family member of this pilot. You wonder, do you prefer that your loved one be dead than captured by these people? So this is something to really think about. I'm just curious, what shot it down? Because Pete Hegseth said we had air superiority over there. Was this shot down by, from the ground, from somebody,
So I think that's a really important point, Rachel, and we'll ask our military experts later throughout the show, were we not as air superior as we were told we thought we were, because something shot the plane down. But to your point, Kevin, every second counts in a moment like this. The longer that weapons systems officer is trying to survive and not be captured, the stakes get higher and higher. But it's also worth noting that these pilots and this SERE training, this survival and evasion training is very, very specific, and they are trained even in the mountainous region to survive long periods of time because of the time it may take the rescue crews to get to them.
How does this affect the war itself from the political perspective here domestically? Yeah,
that's a good question. I think ultimately what usually would happen in a circumstance like this is people are mature. The American public has listen, let's be honest. We've been at war or in some form or fashion for most of my adult life, if not all of it. And so I think most Americans understand that there are risks. However, I think politically, you're right, Rachel, it can be complicated because as this goes along, in particular, if there are more incidents like this, it gives certainly Democrats a cudgel with which to attack the administration. That said, I think because the president and the Secretary of War have been consistent in saying there is a very specific motivation here, there's a very specific mission here. Yes, this is war. Yes, there will be things that happen. That's part of it. As I heard Paul Morrow say yesterday, listen, the enemy gets a say in this too. So I do think that there will be some political risk here, especially as things like this do happen. But I think ultimately, as long as the president stands by his word, which is there's a specific timeline, there's a specific mission here. If he does that, the American people, I think, will give him that leeway.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.